I'm done with MAGA. I try to be reasonable. I try to be understanding and empathetic. That's done. There's a distinction between people who voted for Trump or even who like Trump versus MAGA. This one is for MAGA. Anybody still wearing red hats? As a veteran, I have recognized Donald Trump for a long time to be a major national security threat. The people who are still claiming MAGA are either dumb as hell or they're parasites who have no loyalty whatsoever to this country. That would be the influencers who's making a lot of money at the expense of this country. I got no issues with your ideology. This has nothing to do with that. I disagree with you on most things, I'm sure, but your ideology is irrelevant. Your lack of loyalty to your country, that I have a problem with. At this point, Donald Trump has shown you enough for you to be very well aware of what the stakes are for this country. And the fact you still got that ridiculous red hat on tells me you don't care. If you actually did care, you might support Trump and vote for Trump, but you would be uneasy, very nervous about the potential of, what if you're wrong, right? That's a patriot realizes the severity of putting somebody like Trump in the office. And he may say stuff you like or whatever it is, but you see the crazy stuff he says and crazy stuff he does, and you realize how important it is, that position of being president of the United States. So if you think this is all funny, it's all fun and games to you, right? You're sitting there talking about liberal tears and whatever, and that, or that type of content, that's what you are either putting out or that's what you like to watch. I mean, you don't really care about the country. You can't be a patriot and be happy right now, because best case scenario, Donald Trump does stuff that you like in office at the expense of further dividing the country even more. And for a patriot, the idea of a divided America should really bother you and concern you, right? It's kind of like, in a way, people who voted for Joe Biden in 20 who don't like him, don't like the Democrats, and they held their nose and they went to the poll and they voted for him. But you guys got those corny ass hats on, right? In 24, you're either savages or you are dumb as Franklin. I'm no longer going to coddle people like that. It's kind of like you're playing with a loaded gun around my child and you're laughing it off, and I've warned you like 3 times already and you're still doing it. We're beyond being nice. We're beyond me trying to be understanding, right? At this point in time, it's game over. The other part of this is you guys have no souls. I mean, stand for nothing. You might claim you're voting for Trump because of, you're concerned about the children, but that's a lie, because Donald Trump can literally appoint a child sex trafficker and you have no issues. Even if you want to say he hasn't been convicted, if you really were concerned about children, you should be very concerned. And you're like, out of all the people, why would he pick this guy, right? Because even if he hasn't been convicted, we have enough evidence that he might have done it. And that alone, if you're really concerned about children, should bother you, but it won't, right? And it doesn't. Also, some of you say, Trump started no wars and it's all about peace and you care about peace. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is appointing warmongers to his administration, right? And you don't care, right? So again, and even some of you talk about religion and you think Democrats, they are, whatever they are, they're evil and satanic or whatever it is. But then you not only would vote for Trump, but you'd wear that goofy ass hat for a guy who basically is literally the description of the Antichrist. So the whole kids thing is a lie. The whole religious thing is bogus. Pretty much everything. And that's the thing. It's not like, you're doing this because there's things that you actually are concerned about, right? And maybe you look at Trump and he's not ideal or whatever, but you're really bothered about these things, you want to protect it. But you don't care about any of those things. So think about it. So you don't care about any of that stuff, but you're making all this noise and you're willing to have a loose cannon like Donald Trump be president after everything you've seen. And again, you're not just willing to vote for him. You're still wearing that red hat in 24. Yeah, man, you guys are the worst of the worst. You guys have no kind of principles, no kind of character whatsoever. And to the men, I mean, just spineless. And here in conservative circles, a lot of talk about lack of masculinity today. What message are you sending to the next generation, right? You older generation men, my age and older, who are pushing for a sort of zero accountability, just spineless. I mean, that's the opposite of masculinity. That's the opposite of strength. Case in point, Donald Trump can go in office, do crazy tariffs, and cause a Great Depression, and you guys are still going to be wearing those red hats. He can come up with any excuse he wants and you guys are going to go along with it, right? He's going to say it's because of the mess that Biden left him, and maybe, it's because the Democrats blocked some things that he was trying to do that really would have helped the economy. Or if you think this is bad, imagine if Kamala Harris was president, it would be far worse. But regardless, there's no scenario where Trump could tank our economy and you would man up and hold him accountable. There's no situation where Donald Trump could get us started in a very big war and you guys will hold him accountable. Basically, he has a free pass to do whatever he wants to do, violate the Constitution, violate everything that the founding fathers built, right? We're supposed to, have checks and balances. You're supposed to have Congress that's supposed to constrain the power of the president, because that's what we left Europe for, right? We left Europe because we don't want a king we want to have, you know, a representative government, right? Donald Trump can bypass the will of the people, right? Because the representatives in government were voted for by the people. Not just Trump was voted in, but also his representatives, right? So when Trump talks about them intentionally going into recess so that he can jam through his picks without any kind of accountability, any kind of, you know, representation from the people, right? Again, those representatives represent the people. So if he circumvents them, he's circumventing the people, right? But again, based on what I'm saying, right? No soul, no character, no integrity whatsoever, just empty vessels. So none of this matters. There's never going to be a point where like, oh goodness, look at what Trump has done. I'm going to burn my red hat. No, you're going to still be wearing that red hat as an influencer, as long as it's something that you can make money for, even if it's at the expense of the country. And if you weren't the savages I claim you are, it would weigh heavy on your heart, the potential that maybe you're wrong, maybe you made a mistake, right? And if in fact he really hurts the economy, this is something that would really shake you up if you even had a heart. But nothing's going to shake you up, right? If you're still wearing a hat in 24, nothing is going to shake you up. No amount of suffering that this country goes through is going to shake you up. We could lose so many people for many reasons, right, as a result of actions that Donald Trump takes. And it's not like you're going to lose sleep over it, right? Savages. Or as a voter who is not only okay voting for Trump, which is one thing, but you're okay promoting this billionaire goon and you think it's funny. The worst of the worst. Further proof that what I'm saying is the absolute truth is that if you are MAGA and you just watch this video, I can guarantee you that you're not sitting there second guessing yourself or having any kind of introspection or thought. The idea of what I'm presenting, which could be true, I could be right, I could be wrong, right? Doesn't bother you at all. What you're focused on right now is you want to go and write a comment below and talk about how I'm an idiot and I've been watching too much mainstream media and I'm a dumb liberal, whatever, and we don't care, and oh, what about what the left does, right? No consideration for the implications for the country, right? You're more worried about maybe you think I'm being too harsh and you want to go and attack me and call me names and whatever, right? That's a higher priority for you.